himself is also on the committee. We have national security, because these are all security related matters. Even as we do this, there will be a lot of things that may be happening behind. Unauthorized groups will do all manner of things. So the national security is equally represented. The foreign affairs is ably represented on that committee. The minister himself is out of town. The deputy is equally also out of town. So the chief director is here to represent the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs. We equally also have persons from the, I'll call it private sector, but experience in sports and icons. Our own maestro, Abedi Pele, who is also on the committee. The office of the president. The office of the president is ably represented by no less a person, but one of our very great assets that this country has had, understood and misunderstood, liked, loved, and hate, but he would deliver for you excellently. Stan Dogbe is also on the committee. We have one other person from the private sector. Indeed, let me just say, since I will not get the opportunity to be saying anything again, the journey we travel through the qualifiers, I must say a very big thank you to the Chief of Staff and his deputy, Stan Dogbe. They played a human role in making sure that we coordinated logistically to get to the point that we have gotten to. If I stand here happy, at the time I was tasked to take up that responsibility, I didn't know what would happen. But today, we are all happy that we've reached where we have reached. It took a lot of toil, it took a lot of work, it took a lot of flag, it took a lot of negotiation, it took a lot of running around to mobilize, and we are here. So I say thank you to you. And of course, Maestro, for the support, the behind-the-scene conversation and engagement and the push. Let me say thank you. And to the FA for the coordination and the activities, the love that we show, the understanding that we showed each other. I know the World Cup will be an interesting place. We will go there and make Ghana and Africa proud, so that when we make a stake to host in future, we will be considered because we played that good role. So thank you for coming, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Minister. At this point, I would very quickly invite the Chief of Staff to inaugurate the committee.
Thank you, Stan. Good morning to you all. My able and dynamic Deputy Chief of Staff, officials from the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, Deputy Ministers here present, Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to be called upon to inaugurate this committee, because I'm very optimistic that this committee will deliver. It's become very necessary for us to originate this from the presidency, just to give you an idea of how important the presidency sees this project. We qualified 2010, 2014, and went into the World Cup with understanding and hoping to bring the trophy back to Ghana. For several reasons, we couldn't. But there's always the appropriate time, which I believe is now. And the reason why it's now is that we need to take a holistic approach towards the entire project. And so unlike in previous times where all our focus is on just going in to play soccer and come back with a trophy, we need to shift it a bit. More or less, the part of the objective of this ministerial committee is to plan as to the advantages Ghana as a country can take for the fact that we have an opportunity to display to the whole world that Ghana we've arrived. Because it's not just the playing of the football, but the entire globe is going to focus on what is happening from June next year. For example, we expect you to, as part of your workings, we expect you to lend the technical support to the team and the management team as to how best they can deliver and deliver their maximum best. We also expect you, as part of your activities, to consider modern strategic way of raising funds, because all this will involve some funds. And if you tell anybody that, look, Ghana is going to be on the world stage, performing for, I don't even have an idea how many TV cameras, TV stations will be airing the World Cup. And so imagine in your mind's eye the fact that the Ghanaian jersey, the Black Star, how many times the name of the country will be mentioned throughout the tournament. And so we want you to be able to convince corporate organizations that this is a blank check if they get associated with Ghana's representation at the World Cup, for their brands to be known worldwide. We also, which is very important, you are also being tasked to help coordinate the travel arrangements. And usually we run into troubles with visas, and there are people who want to take advantage and give the country bad names and all that. We think your committee needs to have that oversight responsibility in making sure that Ghana's name is not brought into disrepute, even though we want as many funds as possible to be able to travel. And of course, visa facilitation is also very important. Just last Saturday, I was privileged to attend a program with the Chargé d'Affaires of the American Embassy at the Ghana American Chamber of Commerce. And then he said they are going to ensure that as many Ghanaians as possible are able to attend to lend support to our national team. And I thought it was a good statement that we need to follow up, and we expect your committee to make time and follow up with the appropriate officials at the American Embassy to make sure that Ghanaians are given the opportunity to go and cheer up their team. It's also an opportunity for us to sell some of our investment potentials to the world. So not necessarily only looking at football, what are some of the things that we can associate with our presence there to let people beware that in our country we also have the opportunity to, as an investment destination for potential investors to take advantage of. Promotion of our tourism is one, and I believe strongly that if we package ourselves very well, we should be able to also take advantage of our presence on the world stage to market the tourism potential of our nation. And the president has so much trust in you and believes strongly that if you work together, we should be able to make Ghana proud, extremely proud. Without singling anybody out, I am very happy to see that the maestro himself has offered to serve on this committee. It tells you something that we are not only trying to operate in abstract. At least if for nothing at all, he's played on the international platform. He has the experience to share with us how best we can, be able to present our country on the international stage. Kurt, you and your team, we know you also very progressive, and that whatever we all need to do to make Ghana proud again, please let's do our possible best to make sure that we do. In conclusion, we need to remind ourselves that the World Cup is not just about what happens over 90 minutes. It is about what we do with the 4 years leading up to it and 4 years that follow. The road to 2030 begins now. This oversight committee must lead with accountability, speed, and national consciousness. The time for scattered efforts is over. That's why we say we are resetting our country. We cannot afford to enter 2026 with the mindset of 2014 and 2010. Let us correct what must be corrected and amplify what can be built. Let us lead with clarity. Let us act with urgency. Let us project Ghana with discipline and pride. I thank you all and wish you well in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief of Staff. Having already heard quite elaborately from the Minister for Sports, I would at this point say thank you very much for coming this morning. And we expect the best from the committee. Let me speak as though I'm not a member of the committee. But we expect the best from the committee. Thank you very much. We'll take a group photograph outside, and then we'll discuss amongst ourselves when we'll have our first meeting. Thank you very much.